Alright, hello everyone, Kyle here. Welcome back to my Tracer Art stream. Today I'm going to be kind of working on, yesterday I worked on like most of the upper area, and I think today I'm going to try to concentrate on the lower stuff, like the legs and the pants and the shoes. There's still a lot that needs to happen on the upper sections, but I'm gonna come back to those later. I'm going to consider the gloves part of the lower area because they're kind of on her hips. Yeah, this is starting to come together. I think the upper section torso that I worked on yesterday is starting to look pretty decent. I think I still want to add a lot more detail though. Clean up, like there's a lot of like messy pencil stuff still poking through, and like I want to fix all that before I finish. Today for music, I'm not listening to Spotify. I'm listening to the new Radiohead album, which I think came out today. And Liz and I just finished watching a bunch of nerdy stuff like Game of Thrones and My Hero Academia, and both of those are awesome. Sunday is always really good for TV now that Game of Thrones is back. We've been watching the After the Thrones, sort of like an official like video podcast type of thing. Um, that's not out yet, but we're looking forward to that because some crazy shit happened. Some of the stuff that happened though, I thought they were gonna make a bigger deal out of. I thought they were gonna make a bigger deal out of the stuff of tonight. Mm. Cool stuff happened in Bravos as well. But I'm not sure like how detailed I want to get here right now. Kind of just want to get the colors closer to correct, I think. Still haven't found a place to adjust like the color pickup timing. By haven't found, I meant I haven't looked for it all. That's something I should do at some point. I just have such a process now that after I'm done streaming, like when I'm finished drawing, that's probably generally when I think to do it. But I have to post everything and export to YouTube and do all this shit. And I just forget. I'm back. But I really should look into that at some point. posted this on Twitter, but my first day at Crunchyroll is tomorrow. I'm pretty excited about it. Also pretty nervous. Starting new jobs is always stressful. I don't do it very often. My previous job, I was that I'm leaving, I was there for like 4.5 years, and the job before that, I was in the same place for like 6. I tend to stick with occupations for a while. And I'm still doing the same thing, like from an occupation standpoint. Well, maybe occupation was the wrong word, but stick with the same company for a while usually. Need to make sure that you can see the one of these on the other side. It's kind of hidden right now. That. I need a lot more like darker colors. This whole thing is kind of not right. Let's see, where it's supposed to come up. There's kind of like a thing that juts out here, and this will need like, I'm gonna put this for now, like some kind of bottom to it. Sort of like that, I guess. And from there, this line continues straight. Pretty straight anyway. Okay. Start moving stuff around and everything just falls apart. Like one of the big reasons why I want to work on her legs tonight is because I want to do this like rubber side panel with like these like strap things. I think that could be pretty fun. But I'm trying to get all this stuff sort of in line before I do that. Basically what this does is it continues up until this like lump thing, and then it changes directions. Which it's not really doing yet. Yeah. So for dinner tonight, Liz made Kahlua pork, which is excellent. We made it one time for like a work get together thing in Chicago. I don't think we've had it since then, but we bought like a huge, like 5 pound thing of pork meat and cooked it in the slow cooker all day today. And at the very end, she added like spicy stuff, and it was like super, super good. Now we have enough for like 3 or 4 more days of it, probably 4. And we bought like all this other food this week, so we're trying to figure out like what we need to freeze and what we need to like keep ready to go. We have too much food now, and it'll all go bad if we aren't careful. I have to be careful that I don't go to the wrong building tomorrow. Where I work now is really close to where I used to work. I hope I don't just go into like autopilot. That would be embarrassing. I'd probably only be able to make it to like the check-in desk though, either way. Guess that wouldn't be too embarrassing. Unless the check-in desk person is a gossip. It annoys me when I try to pick up a color and it leaves like that, just like little line that you get if it's unsuccessful at picking up a color. It thinks you're trying to make a mark and it's like, oh, gotcha, I'll just put this mark here. Just like you wanted, right? I think her legs are going to be really hard to shade because they're like also a gradient in addition to this shading that I'm going to need to do. See how that goes though. That's something that you can't really see in the art, but I'm adding it in because I think it looks better. Like the continuation of this curve. Like, okay, why not? I can make sure these are about at the same height. So having done a naked snake cosplay, like I'm really used to a lot of the like stitching stuff that is happening on this. There's like a lot of this like square box with stitching all around it and then like an X in the middle on Stabo harnesses. I had to do that when I was making mine. It was a long ass time ago though. This I just have to basically line that up with the strap underneath and start layering the stitching stuff on top. And make sure that this looks like it's this is a little bit more 3D than they'd normally be. So I guess this one might be like an extra piece of fabric that's used to like reinforce maybe. Or the Blizzard guys were just lazy with their research and didn't understand what was going on here. But I doubt that. This probably isn't going to be like the final amount of detail on this stuff either, but still in that like once through phase. So I still want to just get like a pass of detail on everything, and then I can come back in afterwards and add more final stuff. That looks good enough for now though. This whole thing being gradient is going to be really difficult, I think. Like changing the width of that strap was already like a lot more difficult than it should have been. I think it actually gets a little bit more red over on the side of her hip. There's these little silver things that she has on her knuckles. This on both of them. This bright color. Right, that looks about right. I could do some of this with um, like blending modes and layers and stuff, but I don't want to see if I can just do it painting on the same layer. I'm gonna see if I can do something. What I'm trying to do here is I want to take original pencil layer that has this tracer decal. I'm going to take that, erase everything else, and then I'm going to set it to an alpha mask and recolor it so it'll be like the final color. And then I can erase it from the current color layer. I wish I could just like select stuff and say like copy to new layer like in Photoshop. I don't know of a way to do that in Procreate though, so I just do it this really stupid way with copying the whole thing and then erasing everything I don't want. And I've done this like a whole bunch of times. Okay, got that. Go in, and on this one, I'm gonna hide it. I'm gonna erase this original stuff. I'm erasing it by just like filling it in with color because all this is one layer, remember. What I'm thinking is I'm gonna just put the new one on, clean it up a little bit after I recolor, and then I can start working on the rest of the leg with the side panels and stuff. Legs are also going to need like quite a bit of shading. Ooh. Did that not work? Oh, I know. Set to multiply. So fucking messy. I'm gonna keep this on its own layer though, because I don't want to totally fuck up everything. One second, I need to go be right back on my stream. I need to help Liz with something. Be right back. Alright, back. Oh shit. I don't know if I should do all of this stuff on its own layer or just like, oh god, do it on one layer and then clean it up like this. I think I like the one layer and then clean it up. I don't know why though. It actually doesn't have a cap. The lines on these legs are really messy. I'm gonna need to do a lot of cleanup on these. Which is scary because all of this stuff is gradient. I wish I had practiced lettering more. Started to get into it a while ago, and I didn't really do a ton of it, and then I decided to practice more drawing. I think drawing was the right call in the long run, but I thought getting good at lettering might have been really fun to do. I think all of these are going to need like some amount of internal shading, so once I get the like generalities of the lines basically correct and I get the rest of the pants like shaded, I'm gonna have to like come back in and like fade parts of it back and stuff like that. I think anyway. Trying to scratch my eye and I poked my glasses and hit my microphone. This is tedious. I might do like half of this, then switch to shading the legs, and then come back to this later, because this really is like not great fun. Definitely want to get it like nice and clean. I'll do the A, and then I'll take a break from it. I do the A. I'm almost done if I do the A. Okay, I'll just do just do it all. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. God, letters. I'm glad there's not more of them. So I kind of collect pocket knives. I just posted a review of my latest one on my YouTube channel. Really nice. I like it a lot. From Kaiser, which is a company I hadn't really heard of before. I saw the knife on Massdrop and I really liked the styling of it. And I got one. I think I might need something more up tempo for the rest of the stream. Still listening to Radiohead and it's good, but not doing it for an art stream. I feel like I need more oomph. Might be the last song. No, I have two more. I'm just gonna skip to Weezer. Then I might do I don't know. Alright. So that's like way too bright right now. Maybe I'll just knock it back. Something like that for now. I do want to clean up these legs. And I want to make the red more saturated. It seems like they're supposed to be kind of like iridescent because it's like as it turns away from you, it seems like they're getting redder. It's doing that on the hips and it's doing that on like this core part. I haven't noticed them being iridescent in the game very much, but maybe it's just because everything's like moving so quickly. Definitely supposed to be iridescent because here, like turning red. Definitely tell I'm doing this on one layer, huh? This might be a good time to actually use lower opacity, which I don't do very often. Whenever I have the big one, I just erase too much all the time. I'm gonna need to do something with the background because it's starting to vibrate on some of the colors. I might just do like a quick thing in the background to make it have like better local colors so it doesn't get all fucked up as I start to do the rest of this. This is going to be interesting because it's both doing the iridescent thing but also getting shadowed. Keep getting a couple people in here and they straight bounce. Oh, back just started hurting a lot. So this, I'm gonna start on the like panel section. I think I might do it on its own layer as well because there's a like I misunderstood what I was seeing last time because here it kind of looks like there's like a stripe that goes down the middle of it, just what I have drawn, but actually it's oh actually like the I don't know, it's hard to explain. Each like there's orange sections that cross over and they only go like a couple inches in and then they stop and then they come back. So it's kind of like shoelaces, sort of. All right, so it's like the background part of it. This is going to need to be a little bit smaller. And there's these like orange parts that are basically like, if they were real, they'd be like loops of fabric that go like, stick in. And then it's got like a cable that runs through the loop, and then it like zigzags back and forth like shoelaces. So like if you look at it from far away, it could look like there's a thing down the middle, but it's actually just these things like stopping. That makes sense. I think I had the spacing of them a little bit wrong too, which is why I want to go on top of it like this. One. Oh, why are you switching tools? I think it was starting to get too close together there. In her costume, they're like a little bit different sizes. Let me see how many there are total. Do I have a DeviantArt? I do, but I don't upkeep it very much, sorry to say. I have a blog where I post daily. And that's at crummyfigures.tumblr.com if you want to check that out. Eventually, I will go to DeviantArt and do like a big dump, but I haven't been putting stuff on there recently. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's only gonna be 10 total. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Shit, I have way too many. I don't care if I get a couple more than 10, but I'll do. That's annoying. That's about halfway. And the last one's like down here. And I'm not going to actually do 10, I'm just going to make it so they're spaced somewhat evenly. I can't be bothered to figure out how to subdivide this while I'm streaming. Your sound isn't working again? What do you mean? I don't have it set up right now so you'd be able to hear my music or anything. That's on purpose. You should be able to hear me talking though. Ooh. Alright, so I don't need all this stuff back here. And then I'll clean up these lines up front a little bit. So I need to figure out what I want to do or how I want to do the little like cabling thing that goes in between all this stuff. Alright, I'm going to try to do this cable. I think how I want to do it is I want to clean up the back edge of this. Shit. I want to have this stuff fairly clean. What? I don't know how I got that on the wrong layer. the wrong color, I mean, I guess. Alright, so if I have that stuff, I can alpha lock that for real. Actually, let me do some shading inside of that. This gets like darker towards the back and towards the bottom. And up here, it'll be quite a bit lighter, especially towards the middle. And then from there, I can go on top of that and add in the cabling. Right now, I'm kind of wishing that I had done it the other way around, where the orange bits were on top, so I could have just drawn lines, but whatever. E? I don't know what that person was talking about with having sound issues again. I don't remember them being here before or ever having sound issues to begin with. And I can already tell that this is going to take a while. actually like these vertical lines. Ooh, so I wanna at least hint at those. Alright. So I think these like cables are actually sort of flat, probably. I think I'm gonna just do all of these right ones getting highlights. Then I can go in and add shadowing after. These are all going to be a little bit darker, so I don't need to do as much highlighting on them. I don't know if I want to make them as dark as I had that one. And I really love the Overwatch character designs. They're just so good. I really want to see like a new, like more new stuff from Blizzard. They're just like so fucking good. Crazy. So a lot of this stuff needs to be less defined than it is. It's all like hard to kind of tell what's happening. It's so dark. I think now that I have this much, I'm just gonna crush it down to a single layer. And then I'm gonna leave Tracer on its own layer because that I think still needs some stuff happening with it. But all that stuff's one layer now. And I want to define the differences between these legs. Then I want to clean up this area in between because there's like a lot of just like garbage stuff going on. I'm also trying to like double check that the shapes of the legs are right. I think I might have some tweaks here. Stuff like this is the real benefit of using like a long narrow brush. You can just kind of like poke it into places that you wouldn't be able to if you had like a round brush or like a natural bristle looking sampled brush. I like when I first started using that brush, I was like, oh, this thing is fucking garbage. And then like by the end of that session, I was like, I actually kind of like this garbage. And now I just like, it's basically the only brush I use. All from like this dumb one that I created. Weird. I'm gonna want to go in and add more highlights on this stuff because like there's a lot more yellow like around her knee area than I have. Like her calf and shin, a little bit darker like that. And this stuff, this way back area gets pretty dark. I want to hide some of the like shitty pencil lines with darker stuff. I might be coming up on painting the shoes finally pretty soon. Alright, real quick I'm going to do some stuff to the background so it's not as intense. Because like on this character select screen it's actually like a how big does this go? None of these are like as big as I want them to be. I'm just gonna like really quick do some shit to the background so it's not this like solid dumb green I've been working on for days. I think eventually I'll have like an actual background in here with like the stuff that's on these post screens in the game. But right now I'm just gonna kind of like sort of get it a little bit closer. without being too crazy about it, because I know that I'm going to come back and do more. So if I'm looking at it, there's like a background thing that kind of is like just underneath here. That's like where the back of the floor area is. And there's like a spaceship thing. I'm just gonna do that as like a kind of blue blob, bluish blob. There's a map in Overwatch that's like based in Hollywood, and it's all just like different screening. What are they called? Sound stages. It's like a bunch of sound stages. This one's like an alien tech scene. There's like a rocket ship and a bunch of aliens and stuff. Tracer does die quickly. That's why you gotta use a rewind, man, to get your health back. Get shot, poke out, rewind, poke out again. I want to do a couple other characters eventually. I want to do like a Hanzo and a Genji. Other. Yeah, Reaper is pretty strong. Also, with the what's the thing? The robot dude with the bird that kind of turns into like a tank and a turret. That guy seems pretty OP at the moment as well. Yeah, for sure. I don't even play Tracer. I play Pharah most of the time. I just really like Tracer's design. Bastion, that's right. Yeah, he's like crazy. We had a team, me and my girlfriend were playing, and we were facing a team that had 4 bastions on it, and it was like bananas. They were defending, and it was impossible. Yeah, that's what I like. Anytime I took one out, I was like boosting into the sky and just trying to like crush them from above. But there were so many of them that didn't end up working out for me. I was the only Pharah on the team. But I really like Overwatch. Are you excited for the like full release of Overwatch coming out? Yeah, I've only been in the beta for a little bit, and I'm playing on the PS4. Um, I haven't even tried all the characters. I guess part of that's like shame on me because I'm spending a lot of my time drawing some of the characters, so it takes away like time I could be playing them, but that's fine. I want to get good at Tracer, and I want to try Reaper before the beta ends because I think Reaper seems really fun. That move where you can just like teleport into a room and then like do the die 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 thing. That seems like it'd be really fun to play with. Yeah, I've already pre-ordered. It's super fun. I used to be really big into Team Fortress 2 a long time ago when that first came out. All right, I don't want this background to get too detailed yet. I'm gonna have to do a lot more shit. I just didn't want it to vibrate so much. I'll just do like a quick shadow. See? Or it was too low. I want to get good at Junkrat too. He seems really cool. He plays a lot like the demo man from Team Fortress. It's funny how many people from Team Fortress have like an almost direct comparison. Like Torbjorn is basically the engineer. Farah is basically the soldier. Junkrat's basically demo man. Well, I'm currently drawing her. Yeah, I started a couple days ago, so I started with like a pencil sketch and like flat colors. Now I'm kind of like building up detail and stuff. Team Fortress 2 is great. It's a lot like Overwatch, but like obviously earlier, so graphics aren't as good. Okay, just gonna fucking throw in shitty shadow and then move back on to color duties. How long have I been streaming? Hour and 30. Shit, I didn't even realize. Um, that might be close to the end of the stream for tonight because I gotta work tomorrow. But let me throw in some shading on this real fast. That is a little bit late. I didn't expect to draw for an hour and a half tonight. I wanted to just go for like an hour or so. But I do this almost every day if you want to ever come back and see progress on anything. A lot of the time I am not doing like fan art drawings. I think for the next like week or two I'll be doing like quite a bit of this type of thing. Just because Overwatch is so cool, but A lot of the time I'm doing like figure drawing, so it's probably less interesting for people to hang out and watch. Yeah, I stream just fucking all the time, basically, unless there's like a problem or I'm out of town or something. Um, like a lot of my stuff's not even like safe for work. Thanks for the follow, R Brian. Here's like some other stuff that I've worked on. A lot of it's just like portraiture and stuff. I'm also working on this like Dark Souls 3 screenshot redraw, which was stupid because there's hundreds of thousands of bricks. It's a huge pain in the ass. But a lot of what I work on is like figure studies like this, um, which is like a little bit less stream friendly, I guess. But for the next little bit, I'm gonna be doing a lot more like fan art stuff. Thank you. Um, I hope to get this tracer drawing kind of up to that point as well. Obviously, right now it's pretty early on still. I think tracer's starting to come together, but the backgrounds and stuff are pretty rough. Um, but yeah, I think that might be it for the stream tonight. I really appreciate you stopping by and hanging out. It's always better when there's people in chat and chat actually happening. A lot of times people will go to these art streams and just be like quiet and hang out for like 5 minutes and then leave. But it's always nice when someone kind of talks. Thanks for hanging out, man. And thanks for the follow, and hopefully I'll see you again pretty soon. All right. So like always, today's progress will be posted onto crummyfigures.tumblr.com. The archive of this stream will be on my YouTube at youtube.com/Krumahara. There's links to all that stuff in the footer info area below on my channel. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Later.